Not far, no car. I'm out my bike today, but not for too long. I'm not riding anything gnarly, and I didn't use my car to get here. I'm just a couple miles from the house. We've got the Black Mountain Cycle Centre over there, 360-degree views of the Black Mountains. Really lucky to be isolated out here. And I'm out today on my Pivot Firebird 29. Now, this bike is unbelievable. I just wanted to give you a quick couple of minutes walk around just to show you how I've got the bike kitted out and tell you why I like it so much. So let's get straight into it. You'll have to excuse the wind up here. We're looking at my Pivot Firebird 29. So this is designed for enduro racing, but you know what? It's so capable and so good at all-round riding. I wouldn't want this just as an EWS style enduro bike and not ride it every weekend, because it's so capable, and I keep saying that, but not just because it's good at big stuff, but it's good at small stuff too. This bike climbs very well, and as you see it here, which has a few heavier items such as the flex handlebars, it's got the spare tube on with my Lurie strap and a water bottle full, and pedals, that comes to just shy of £30. So take all that off and actually we're under £29 for a 170mm front, 162mm rear, 29-inch wheel race bike. Very, very impressive package. I think it looks absolutely to die for. I have my neon orange Lurie strap here, which matches the graphics really nicely. We've got the Reynolds carbon wheels. We've got Industry 9 hubs, which give a nice buzz. And I have upgraded the cassette from Shimano XT to Garbaruk, running an 11 to 48 tooth and a KMC 11SL gold chain. We've got the XTR rear derailleur with an upgraded Garbaruk lower cage to enable it to reach the larger sprocket, but I haven't upgraded the jockey wheels, which clearly I need to, because these original ones look a bit out of place with such a big cage. The cranks are Praxxis Lyft HD. These are the hardcore carbon versions, so downhill worthy. They seem to be holding up to my abuse, which is nice, because I've never had luck with carbon cranks. I seem to break them all, but these are holding up wonderfly. We're running the Maxxis High Roller 2 at the rear and the Minion DHF at the front. That's a 2.6, 2.5 at the front and a 2.4 at the rear, a 29-inch diameter. Reynolds carbon rims, of course, are super light, and they're at 27mm width internal, which makes them a lovely all-round wheel package. Not downhill centric, but nice and wide enough to give me a lovely profile on the tyres, plenty of grip, and plenty of go. We've got the Fox factory forks and shock. That's the X2 rear and the 36 front. They're the latest models, and of course they've got custom graphics to match the rest of the bike. The dropper seat post I've upgraded, so we now have the, let's focus on this, the OneUp Loam lever, which is a thing of beauty, and that's operating now I beg your pardon, that's a PNW Loam lever, not a OneUp. I didn't get the OneUp lever, but I did get the OneUp seat post, and this is the OneUp 210. So as you can see, a super big drop seat post. And I wanted something that was reliable and had a drop of at least 200mm. OneUp seemed to do it at a price that was absolutely killer, so I would definitely recommend OneUp for dropper posts. I've got very long legs, not a very long torso. Now this is a size large. Now I'm running a 50mm Revgrips stem. Now I may swap that for a 40mm. The bike came with a 40mm, and I think it may be a little bit better for the purpose of the bike, but this 50mm does seem to fit me quite well, which leads me to think, looking at my saddle height, that perhaps I should have considered an extra large size of Pivot Firebird. But still, my torso isn't super long, my legs are, so that's why all my bikes seem to have a very high saddle. Talking of the saddle, this is something I'd still like to upgrade. This is a WTB saddle. I find it reasonably comfortable, that's not the problem, but it's got chromoly rails, it's not particularly fancy, and I don't think it really matches how high-end the rest of the bike is. So other points of interest, I am running Revgrips. These are the neon orange, which are a little bit dirty right now. Black clamps I've chosen, and they're set on a medium firm setting. Can you see them? That reduces arm pump because I don't have to hold on so tightly over rough stuff and when I'm putting the brakes, so I relax. And when I'm relaxed, a lot less arm pump. We are also running these crazy Fasst Company FleXx handlebars. If you look on the Cyclize Instagram handle, I should have a couple of slow motion videos of these in action. They are way better than you think they're going to be, and that sounds a little bit derogatory, I suppose, but you know, come on, they're handlebars that flex. You're going to think that they're not stiff, they're not going to work very well, but tell you what, they are amazing, and I can't take them off this bike. I have some shoulder pains, and while the Revgrips keep my arm pump at bay and sort out the high frequency stuff, these flex bars take away the big shocks and the big impacts, the square edge hits, and they're adjustable and you can tune them for positive and negative. So I've got to say that these are one of the highlight products of my year besides this amazing bike. The Revgrips stem as well I'm running. It's got an integrated light mount that you can remove, and under here, if you can see, there's a switch. Let's see if I can focus. There you go. So you switch this on, and of course we need to be riding, but there's a trail bell incorporated into the stem, so that's pretty neat. The bike is running the XT 4-pot brakes, and I'm running sticky fingers, which you can think are stupid because they brake lever grips, but again, something I will not ride without now, or at least on my own bike. I think that deals with most things. You may see a sneak little prototype product on the bike that we're testing at the moment, and I've got to say that there's two other things. One that you can't really see but is there, and the other is this Rapid Racer mudguard. This is the Pro Guard, and it's the bolt-on one, so it's super clean. There's no zip ties, it just mounts onto the back of the fork and it works wonderfully. I'm so glad I didn't go for the larger size. This is the short one, and I've been running this since October. Absolutely amazing. It's again one of the highlights of my year. And the other thing that I said you can't see, Invisiframe. The bike has been Invisiframe both on the forks and the frame. Now if you look really closely, can you see? Yeah, you can kind of see this line around here, you see? But it's so subtle. And what that's doing is just protecting the paint from rock chips, and if I accidentally lean the bike against a wall or something, it protects the bike and keeps it looking like fresh. So when I come to sell the bike, I can peel all the Invisiframe off. If the buyer wants me to, I could just leave it on and it will stay looking as good as new. So I love the Pivot for so many reasons. Now, full disclaimer, I did get a good deal on the bike. At full retail price, this package as I've got it with the upgrades I've made would come in somewhere around £9,500 to £10,000, and that's a lot of money. But you know what? That's a lot of bike. Is it the best bike I've ever ridden? Well, it's yeah, without a doubt. But I know bikes have come a long way, and I know there are other 29-inch wheel, long travel enduro type bikes out there. But this works for me for two reasons. 29-inch wheels for my frame, body frame, that works because it's a larger wheel that rolls over anything. It's light enough to ride as a normal trail bike, and that's what I love. It's long travel, so I can really push the limits when it gets steep and technical and fast and jumpy. But likewise, I can just ride all day on it. Now the other thing is bikes nowadays are getting longer, lower and slacker, and to a point that's really good, but I've regularly contested that I don't like a bike that is too long. I like a bike that feels very flickable, very jumpy, a lot of fun over stability, but I like some stability, so I want like moving on a stick. I have ridden some very long bikes and I just didn't feel totally at home on them. And I really like my shorter bikes. So let's try and get somewhere in the middle. The Pivot isn't particularly long. I don't have the exact stats in my head right now, so I can't tell you, but it's not a particularly long bike. You can see the cockpit, it's not particularly long, and the wheelbase is fairly long. The head angle is, I think, the right slackness. The bike overall is low enough and it's long enough. It feels stable, it feels a lot of fun to ride, but it's not too much, and that's why I can ride it as a normal trail bike as well as take it to a bike park and feel like I'm invincible. So there you have it, guys and gals. This is my Pivot Firebird 29. It's in Sandstorm Grey. I absolutely adore it. This will be for sale soon, and I will be getting another pivot. Over and out.